Queen of the Flies. Read by the author. Sophie Kensington. Introduction. Turbulence. The storm was raging outside, its fury battering the small aircraft as it shuddered and groaned under the strain. Inside, the atmosphere was one of sheer panic. The cabin, filled with the terrified screams of schoolgirls, was a chaos of flying luggage and frantically clasped hands. Frank, the pilot, gripped the controls tightly, his knuckles white, as he tried to navigate through the tempest. At the back of the plane, Rachel clutched her seat, her eyes wide with fear yet glinting with a resolve that seemed out of place in the pandemonium. Beside her, Ling sat rigidly, her fingers digging into the armrest, her lips moving in a silent prayer. Their expressions were a stark contrast to the frenzy around them. On the other side of the aisle, Jacqueline and Lara sat together, their demeanor markedly different. Jacqueline's jaw was set, her eyes flashing with a fierce determination as if she was mentally willing the plane to safety. Lara, her loyal confidant, mirrored her posture, a look of defiance etched on her face despite the terror in her eyes. The storm outside intensified, lightning illuminating the cabin in brief, stark flashes. The plane lurched violently, eliciting a fresh wave of screams. Frank's voice crackled over the intercom, trying to provide some reassurance, but his words were drowned out by the cacophony of fear and the roar of the storm. As the aircraft plunged through another air pocket, Rachel reached out, her hand finding Ling's. Their fingers intertwined, a silent pact of solidarity amidst the chaos. Across the aisle, Jacqueline and Lara exchanged a glance, an unspoken understanding passing between them. They were two pairs divided by the aisle, yet united in their desperation. Suddenly, a blinding flash lit up the sky, followed by a deafening explosion. The plane shuddered violently as one of its wings burst into flames, casting an eerie glow over the terrified faces. Frank battled with the controls, his face a mask of concentration and fear. The plane descended rapidly, the ground rushing up to meet them. Rachel's grip on Lang's hand tightened, her eyes reflecting a fierce determination to survive. Jacqueline and Lara braced themselves, their faces set in grim resolve. As the ground loomed closer, Frank's voice came over the intercom, calm yet urgent. Brace for impact. The world outside the windows turned into a blur of green and brown as the plane hurtled towards the island. In those final moments, as the inevitability of the crash sank in, a deafening silence filled the cabin, punctuated only by the roar of the engines and the crackling flames. Then, with a terrifying, jarring impact, the world went black.